professeur Robert Sebbag, merci de venir nous rejoindre. Vous pouvez aussi vous asseoir. Professeur Robert Sebbag de Sanofi, on peut l'applaudir aussi, qui est vice-président Access to Medicine. Malheureusement? Chaleureusement, voilà, exactement. In English or in French?
Well, in English, I'm sorry, Professor. First, thank you for the promotion. I'm not yet professor, but thank you very much. Okay. I'm sure all my family will be very happy about this promotion. No, first I want just to thank the organizer of this meeting.
You're a doctor?
Yes,
You're a
medical
doctor,
yes, specialist on infectious disease and also working at Sanofi on access to medicine department. You know, I just want to thank the organizer of this meeting and to put this topic, medicine and humanities, because I think you say already, Alain, it's what will be humanity without medicine, large sense of medicine, and it's a very important couple. But behind this title, you have the word one. One world, one health, no border, because health is global. And health is a universal value. Any place in the world, you go in any place in the world, a mother, she wants education, food, and health. And this point is something very important. And you told that I belong to Sanofi. Sanofi is a worldwide company. And the worldwide is one, is a world. And now we have to face the globalization of health. And I just want to come back to my colleague, Mr. Torto. I think the problem is not the same as developed and developing country. For sure, we speak about personalized medicine. We want to reach personalized medicine, but what is personalized medicine when you conduct some public health campaign in Africa? What is a personalized medicine when you say that malaria, as you say, is mainly children? You have to speak with the mother, not directly to the patient, and the patient is very often child. But I think it's very important to put in perspective. And in terms of globalization, perhaps I will just very quickly, because I'm the last one.
But now with the immigration...
Yes, I will say a few words about immigration and migration. Take the example of climate change. We speak a lot about climate change during the COP21. It was a big meeting in France, and it was a strong awareness. And Olivier Brandicoux, the Sanofi CEO, is present here. He wrote an article during the COP21 to say, where is the place of health? It was very few words about the consequences on health and climate change. And I think this point is very important, because if we want to attract people, the population, because they have to play a role in terms of climate change, you have to give them some concrete example. And health is a problem, because health is universal, and everybody important about health. And take some example about climate change and consequences on health. If you take the increase of the geography of vector-borne disease. You take malaria, you speak about malaria. Now, classically, malaria is mainly in Africa, in tropical countries. But we know now in some country, with the climate change increase and warming, you will have malaria in some area where it doesn't exist before. You take the high country in Bolivia, in Ecuador, in Peru, where the Anopheles above 2,050 meter high can live now. Anopheles with the warming. In some area in Africa around Kilimanjaro high country, also you will have malaria. And, it was not and even in our country, perhaps. Take dengue, the example of dengue. Dengue, according to WHO, dengue spread all around the world, and around now 30 years more, half of the population will live with the risk of dengue. But the vector of dengue, the famous albopictus, the tiger mosquito, we have in France. Now we have in France. 3 months ago in 22 French departments. Now it's more than 30 departments, even in this area. And when, with the mobilization of the population, the globalization, you travel a lot, you go in Thailand, another country, you have dengue, you come back, you have the vector will take the virus to another one. And we had in my department, in La Pitié-Salpêtrière, some autochthonous cases of dengue in the south of France, in the Gard. Take Zika, because we speak a lot about Zika.
You had a case of Zika?
I have, in my department in Paris, we have 3 ladies coming from Martinique. It's a French department, coming with proof Zika. But we have also the vector, Aedes aegypti and albopictus. Just to tell you that the world is one, the people are moving a lot. But another example, we speak a lot about migrants. The problem of migrants, and you know that migrants, you have political migrants, You have economical migrants from some poor country in Africa, but you will have tomorrow climate migrants. And you know, one disease that we speak a lot, it was not the case when I was a medical student, is tuberculosis. TB, you know that TB, you have active TB, the disease, but you have latent TB. So people with a core bacillus in the body, they are not sick, not contagious, but in case of some modification of the life, a co-infection with HIV virus or some other type of disease, decrease of immunity, they will go from active TB to latent TB, sorry, to active TB. And we know that the migrant, the risk are a very important risky population. And we face now the migrant problem. And we have to be aware about this one. Just to tell you that it's global, and we have to think globally. And for a worldwide company, and I say Sanofi, we have two responsibilities. One is to answer in terms of health. By chance, we have some solution, we have a dengue vaccine, we have product against malaria, TB. This is the history of the company. But okay, thanks. We can face this type of problem. But we have another concern. We produce some footprint gas because we have some industry. And we have to have an adaptation program, but a mitigation program. To work also to reduce our footprint gas, our carbon footprint. And this is also how to protect water, what will be in terms of déchets.
Waste.
Yes, thank you. No, just to tell you, we have to tackle this type of problem, and I think it's very important. It's why to put medicine and humanities in a very large sense, this is something very, very important. But medicine without humanity, humanity without medicine is impossible. And I'm very happy also to be with you, Alain.
I think you totally agree, Alain,
for this topic. And just I wanted to summarize, but I think all together we have to work and to fulfill a gap between the big gap between North and South. And if we want to appear really as a partnership is also very important in terms of public health. We have to work all together. And BIOVISION is a good opportunity because BIOVISION is a meeting of academic, of industry, private industry, preventive industry, and student. And this, all these people is very important. It's a very important network. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Sebbag. Thank you. Thanks a lot.